tuning in. This is the third episode of the Core 4 podcast. I'm here with LJ, Amari, and Jeff. We have three great topics for you today. And we're going to start off with best TV show we've all each watched. And we're going to start off with Jeffrey.
All right. Best TV show. There's a couple, but one that's had my heart for a while, and I'm so sad it's off of Netflix because I would have rewatched it during this quarantine. How I Met Your Mother. I think it's real funny.
Ironically, I've never met my mother.
Continue, Jeff.
It has great characters. You guys would love it. It has 9 or 10 seasons, which are pretty long too.
Yeah, there's a lot of seasons.
10, right?
That was one of those shows that I I watched once every month. They were just casually on the TV, and I was like, oh, I'll throw it on and laugh for a couple minutes. But it's not something I could have watched over and over. Yeah.
Nah, definitely been.
One show that is definitely my favorite show by far is Breaking Bad.
Great show.
From the first episode, it catches your eye, and I just can't stop watching it.
Sophomore.
I've been trying to get.
No, continue. I'm sorry.
I've been trying to get Jacob to watch it for a long time, but he just won't do it. I don't know why.
I'm gonna do it.
I really think he should. And anyone who does see this that hasn't seen
show.
it should definitely watch it, especially right now. You finish it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not that long. By my sophomore year, I was breaking out pretty badly, to be honest with you, puberty and stuff. Well, I'm gonna say my show. I've met, I think, only 2 people in my life, and I remember the day the show came out, and I'm actually watching it right now on Netflix, The Blacklist. It's insane. I've watched it. If you guys watch the first episode, it's crazy. Actually, the main protagonist in the series is the guy who did Ultron's voice, James Spader. He's the main guy in the whole show.
Yes.
Great show.
Ironically, my stepdad has been talking about this show for the past week about how much he loves it because he just started it. So he's been watching it
I love
a while now.
It came out before I went into high tech in 2013. I remember seeing the first episode, and I've never seen any other show every day. So Jacob, what's your show?
So
I think we all know what this show is.
Very simple for me.
Yes Network.
No, I do enjoy Yankeeography, center stage, Yankees pregame, but no.
What about The Bridge, the Brooklyn Nets show that they have?
I don't even know what that is. That probably gets 4 viewers a show. But anyway, I'm not a big binger. I've just been that way. It's hard for me to stay with one show for a long time because I just get too attached. And I know that's kind of corny, but it's a fact. And the only show that I've watched that's long is my favorite show, and that's The Office. Very simple.
Great show. Amazing show.
People like it. I have to say, despite how funny it is, I do think it has a fair amount of very good storylines that really people who even like the show don't talk about. I think a lot of the relationships are actually really more in depth when you have actually watched the entire show, because there's a lot of people that just watch it just to laugh. But I really think it's a really in-depth show, and I obviously
the only reason why I shook my head, I love it. I've watched it 3 times, from beginning to end, all the seasons. But the only reason why I wouldn't classify it as my best is because it's really slow in the beginning. It could really you gotta push through the beginning of the show, the first couple of episodes.
It's true.
But
what I like about it is that's true. But what I like that all of a sudden, season 3 and 4 come around, and you're like, oh wait, this just took another level.
Yeah.
I like that. Yes, you have to be willing to be there when it's slow, and you just have. It's really the first 2 seasons, no one's really making you laugh except Michael. No one's really that funny yet because you haven't learned about the characters. But I really like the way it just comes out of nowhere, and then you can't stop. So it's my number 1.
I think those are all very good shows.
Great
play
shows.
Zen music in the background.
Yeah, is that you, Amari?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, man. I just lowered the volume.
Thank you.
I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Mark.
No problem. Core 4.
4-4. All right. So now, do we cut it?
I thought,
I thought he was lagging.
I thought Jeff's gonna cut it now.
All right, we could.
Jeffrey was
all
like,
right, Jeff,
hello?
just cut it.
I'll just introduce the next topic. I'll just say, so now we're gonna do this. Okay. Tell me when.
Go.
Go.
All right. So now we're gonna do a very fun debate, one nothing like any of the ones we've done before. So the question is, you have 3 people to bring out to dinner. 1 MLB player, 1 NBA player, 1 NFL player, 1 night out, a fancy restaurant. The bill is on them. They're millionaires. Who are you bringing? How about we start with Amari, because he's very confident with his list.
All right, football, I'm definitely picking the legend Tom Brady. I think that's a great pick. Jeffrey, stop shaking your head. I'm picking Tom Brady. NBA, it's a little hard for me. I was going to pick Pistol Pete Maravich,
Jesus.
but
Isn't he dead?
Why?
wait. I'm joking. I'm not going to pick him. I would probably pick Shaquille O'Neal. It'd be so funny just
Great
having
pick.
Big Diesel in the table with me. Pork chops.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a great pick.
MLB, I'll probably pick Jose Altuve so I can slap him in the face.
That's a great pick.
Because
How dare you
I,
take anything from that man? Don't ever let him pay for your dinner.
and then I'll bang on some trash cans so he can reminisce on his 2018 season with the Astros. And those are my 3. No, instead of Jose Altuve, I would never put him in the table with me. I definitely probably I'd probably pick Mariano Rivera, to be honest with you. Legend.
I like that one.
Legend.
He's a blessed man.
Or Steinbrenner.
He's dead.
That's actually
but
not bad either.
He's dead, though.
He's alive in my heart. What's the problem?
Exactly.
I get it. Okay, I get it.
Oh, I thought we were allowed to do both. I thought
Yeah, you can do
didn't have to be.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
George?
Dead or alive? Oh, then I
thought we were doing it live.
I'd probably pick
All right,
Tupac.
we'll do.
Tupac.
Stop.
Like has nothing to do with what we're talking about. All right. I got my list. I think is gonna be pretty basic because I think most of you guys know NBA. I think it's pretty obvious who's behind my head, and I'm wearing his shirt. LeBron James.
I thought that was Dwight Howard.
Pretty obvious. No. Yeah, LeBron. Gotta go LeBron. I would love to have a conversation with that man. NBA. MLB. Gotta go Alex Rodriguez. My favorite Yankee of all time. I think he's hilarious on Instagram. I think he'd be hilarious to talk to. He has a lot of great stories.
Yeah.
A lot of great steroid stories.
Sure, he's a lot of great stories.
He does. He's a great man. And Amari, stop.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And I gotta go NFL. Giants, New York Giants legend, Eli Manning.
Phil Simms.
I would love to have Eli Manning to be sitting there. He'll, if the table gets heated, he'll calm everybody down. Eli Manning will pay for all of it because that's just something Eli Manning would do.
I like that.
Jeff is
that
like
as well.
crying in the back.
I want to hear Jeff. Jeff, let's hear yours.
You want to hear
Oh,
mine?
God.
All right. NFL, I definitely have primetime Deion Sanders. 100%.
Okay.
Great personality.
Okay.
MLB, I'm torn between Aaron Hicks. You know how much I love Aaron Hicks, Jacob.
So random.
You know how much I love Aaron Hicks.
Come on, Clint Frazier, Jeff.
Punch him in the mouth.
Clinton.
Can't stand him.
Clinton is
Like,
up there. Clinton Frazier's up in my list. Well, Ronald Acuna Jr. is also up in my list. I don't know. I like Ronald Acuna. So I'm
Hey,
not
you
gonna,
got a lot of time watching him?
yeah, a little bit. Quarantine
Yeah.
made me a little bit of a Ronald Acuna fan.
Yeah.
So nah. Definitely
That would be the
Aaron
most boring table, like in.
Shut up.
Amari, once again.
Well, Aaron
Jeff-
is to sit there and be like, "Yeah, my arm hurts, bro."
RJ, what were you gonna say? RJ, what were you gonna say?
Jeff and his list so far the past few shows have not been
Stop.
very good.
And then NBA, I honestly don't know who I'd have because I would probably have Shaq there. Maybe
You're
James
gonna say
Harden.
Dinwiddie or something.
Nah,
Don't say
James Harden. I love Harden.
All right.
James Harden's probably my
I'm surprised you
favorite
didn't want. I'm surprised you didn't want Jason Kidd.
Guys, if you don't know who he's referencing, go back and watch episode 2 and you'll know what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, that was something. That was something.
All right. Jacob, let's hear Jacob.
All right, I've been mulling this over, and I've struggled. With my NBA, I love Shaq. It's either between him and a co-host on one of the best sports shows ever, NBA TNT. I got the other plus-sized man on that show, Charles Barkley. Chuck.
I
Right
forgot
next
about.
He's gonna eat
I'm
a
sorry,
lot.
but I wouldn't be able to listen to him talk for more than 5
I
minutes.
He would probably
Chuck,
more than Shaq.
I'm a big Charles Barkley fan. I really am. I think he's hilarious.
Charles
You watch-
Barkley is
you
a
watch
very
him?
big person.
You
Charles,
watched him a lot,
Barkley.
Jacob?
What?
A lot of his games? Charles Barkley's games? You watched a lot of them?
I've watched enough to know that he's better than Draymond Green. I know that was a little beef. Somehow Draymond got in the same sentence as him. I don't know how he did that. Oh, he sucks. Anyway, all right, that's my NBA. MLB. Actually, I'm going to go NFL first. This is
I
hard.
already know. I have to. Yeah.
MLB
I mean,
hard.
I mean, you got a lot. You got a lot of Jets legends to pick from. I mean, you got like 2.
Yeah, that's
So go
funny.
ahead.
That's funny. No, that's funny. I'm going to go Gronk. Gronk's a great personality. I think Gronk
Look at a 3-year-old at the table.
I think Gronk and Charles are going to have some hilarious conversations from the minute they greet each other. Just watch them dab each other up is probably going to be hilarious. And then, yeah, I like the Eli pick. No, I'm not going to pick Eli. But from the MLB, I want someone to kind of settle things down because obviously we have 2 crazy personalities right now. So in the MLB, I'd like to meet a man who might end up being the greatest ever, Mike Trout. I'm going to have him as my 3rd guy at my table. And that's my table.
I like that pick. Great person, great personality, great baseball player.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him.
Best in the league,
Except for the fact that he plays for the Angels. That's the only thing. It's
they
for
might
the
be
Angels.
better now. And for our last topic, we're all New York sports fans, and we're going to be doing what current New York athlete will have the greatest legacy. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen next year, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, but we can predict. A lot's going to have to do with how good we think certain teams are going to do because we know there's a lot of young players on all these teams. So we're going to start off with Jeff.
Oh, no.
Jeff. No, LJ. We're going to start with LJ with who he thinks will have the greatest legacy.
I'm pretty sure most of you guys can agree. Like, there's gonna be guys that are good There's guys that are good, really good right now. So, like, I'm not gonna say a guy like Judge because honestly, guys like Judge, he's had a lot of injuries, and for all that we know, he could be out of the league in a couple of years for not playing a season. Like, it's at the point where we don't even know what's gonna happen. He could have a career, and he could have an injury to keep him out a whole season, and one injury, and your whole career might be messed up, especially in baseball. So I thought of mine pretty quickly, and the reason I think it's pretty quick is because he's also on the Yankees, and I think based off the first couple years in the league,
I think we're gonna agree.
He's proved that he is the best Yankee.
I know who they're gonna say
in a long time.
I think we're gonna agree.
And I think he's gonna carry us to a couple of championships in the next few years, and it's Gleyber Torres. I think batted high 280s, 285, 40 home runs as a second year. I think he should.
23.
He's 23 years old, baby bomber. I think he's gonna carry us to.
All right,
as a shortstop.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. I guess I'll just add a few more things to it. Yeah, 23 years old, already one of the best players at his position. I think by whenever the next full MLB season is, we could see him as an MVP candidate. I think he's going to be on the team for a long time. I obviously believe that this team is going to play for championships over the next 5 to 10 years, and he's going to be playing in all of them. So, you can't go a guy like Judge, Stanton, these guys you don't know for sure. DeGrom has done so much on the other side, but you just aren't sure they're ever going to win. These football teams, they have the Giants and Jets have a lot of new young guys, but you don't know they're going to win. I have confidence the Yankees are going to win soon, and Gleyber Torres is going to be a big reason why.
Amari, let's hear yours.
All right. Well, I was kinda a little iffy on this because as a New York sports fans, obviously you guys know I'm a Steelers fan, so that was pretty tough. But I know he's already spent most of his career with another team. Depending the way I look at it, if they go to championships, playoff picture, if he does fantastic like he does during the year, I think my runner-up would be Gareth Cole, because depending on, he's already an animal. He's been showing that he's just probably top 3 pitchers, if not top 2. So he's an animal. I feel like depending on how many playoff appearances and how many championships we hopefully win in the future, I feel like depending on how he does, he can cement his legacy as a New York Yankee as one of the best pitchers of all time.
It's possible.
But number one, I'd have to admit it, I think the kid with the best future, if there's no injuries, would be Saquon Barkley. I think he has the best future as a New York athlete right now. He has
that was actually my I was thinking about it. Like I'm a Giants fan, so I'm actually really surprised you chose him. But I think that's a guy that between us Jets and Giants fans, we always argue with football fans in general. But I think Saquon's a guy that it's hard to not enjoy what he does, his work ethic and all that.
I watched the highlight tape.
It's just
15 minutes long today.
It's insane. I think it just came down to me not choosing. Came down to what we are right now. Right now, I don't have much hope in the next few years. I mean, I hope it changes, but that's up in the air. That's up in the air.
I think the thing about Saquon, too, is he has the best chance out of anyone I can think of that even if they don't win, he can still have the legacy. I mean, for example, Barry Sanders, obviously.
Like Adrian Peterson.
Peterson never won anything. Whereas I think, even though DeGrom, we're talking about top 3 pitcher in the league, the Mets aren't going to win, and they haven't. So it's you can't, it's just it's just not there.
Because I'm not a Giants fan, obviously we're all New York fans here, not to have a biased opinion or anything, but I want to see Gareth Cole cement his legacy as one of the top pitchers of all time as a New York Yankee. I think that would adding some chips in there, the chips with no dip, Drake, you know what I mean?
All right, Jeff, let's hear it.
All right.
God, Lord.
Jeff asked to go last for some reason, so I don't even want to know what comes out of his mouth right now. But let's just.
I'm gonna preface my actual pick with this. If I'm not going out on a limb, it's easily Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant is already in the all-time conversation, the greatest of all-time conversation.
Exactly.
I've never.
Wait. No. Wait.
I'm being honest with you. I've never heard one conversation about Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's you just said 2 things that are wrong at once.
No.
What article?
What are we talking about?
We can't agree that Kevin Durant will finish his career as an all-time great.
No.
Yeah, not an all-time New Yorker.
But wait, listen to me. I think what honestly will propel him to maybe even higher, top 5 all time, is if he wins these next 3 years with Brooklyn. If he wins,
not top 5.
If he wins
the next 3 years, he's gonna win the next 3 years in a row. What are you talking about?
What if they three-peat in Brooklyn? It's a hypothetical. He's already.
Sorry, we're not answering the hypothetical. I cannot believe what I'm hearing right now.
That's his pick. Is that your pick?
No, that's not my pick.
Oh, it gets better. Don't say it's funny, all right? Don't say it's a little.
All right, let's go.
All right, my actual
Let's hear the
pick.
second one. His real pick.
Jason Kidd.
His real pick.
No. But it has to be Sam Darnold. It has to. No. All right, listen. Kid is like 22, 23. Immense
Jeffrey.
upside. And the Jets are getting better. I think he could cement
Jeffrey.
our best quarterback. What? What do you mean no?
Jacob's a Jets fan, and you should have seen his face when you said that.
No.
Jacob has never believed in Darnold. He's a fake Jets fan.
Oh, you want to know why? You want to know why? Because
Jets
do you watch the season? Did you watch the season?
There's nothing wrong with his season.
He
I don't
single-handedly
believe
loses
that
games.
anything could be put on me before I get to speak about this.
Wait, you would have had more of an argument with Kevin Durant, and that was so blown out of proportion.
No, I don't
Honestly.
think it was blown out of proportion at all.
I think it
I
was,
really
completely
don't.
was. I think it completely was. It was, bro. You just
I think
Someone-
Kevin Durant.
someone- LJ,
I think Kevin
Jacob,
Durant will win a couple, maybe 3
Couple.
championships with
He has
Brooklyn.
3 years left. He has 3 years left in the league. I mean, on the Nets right now, on his contract,
No.
he has 3 years left on his contract.
And I think
He's
they
gonna win
will
all
be
3 years.
they will be the favorites to win all 3 years.
They're not better than the Lakers.
I think
With
they
that-
are. I think the
with
Clippers.
that-
are
No,
better
they're
than
not.
the
Wait,
Lakers.
With
I think the
think-
Clippers
wait.
are better than the Lakers.
wait. You think that the Brook? You think that wait, let me ask him something. You think that the Brooklyn Nets are better or are going to be when Kevin Durant comes back better than the Bucks?
Yes, 100%. What? Giannis? You think Giannis is gonna win a championship? Come on.
This is ridiculous.
Giannis is gonna win a championship, Amari?
Jeff, did you forget that Kevin Durant didn't win unless he was on the best team in the league with 2 other All-Stars? Did you forget that? Did you forget that?
I mean,
Well, you
It
can't
was
say
with
that
the
either.
Warriors,
Well,
but-
They're both very injured. The odds that they both come back perfect,
the
untouched,
people, yo,
it's
Jeff would
almost
be
impossible.
Jeff would be the
I-
type to like put in 2 completely injured human beings in the
Yeah, it's not like they're both healthy and they're going to be playing together because one of them took a
they
year
will
off.
be.
They're-
Yo,
They
yeah,
break
they
their
will be. They will
thumbs.
be.
They can't walk. They're both in
Not true. That's not
Dude,
true.
they play for, it's going to end up being almost 2 years.
What? It's
What
been
is
a
it?
year.
It's already
It's
been
gonna be a year in June. It's been 8 months.
All right, so it'll be a year and a half when he plays again. At
Yeah,
all.
Yeah.
Probably, and he's already getting conditioning, and it's not
So
like
wait,
he
out
hasn't
of your
touched the
okay,
basketball.
out of in your opinion, if Kevin Durant, God forbid, gets injured again, where would you put him in your all-time grades?
He'd
What?
probably be borderline top 10. Borderline top 10.
Borderline top 10.
Yes.
Borderline, like you
Like,
are you
probably 11
borderline? Like, what
11
are
to
you-
15.
what?
11 to 15. 11 to 15. That's
I don't
where I'd
know.
put him.
I don't even know what
That's
to say.
for another day.
No,
Jeff,
no.
I know-
Seriously.
Jeff,
If
wait,
he
no,
wins,
I
if he
believe you.
wins 3 more
Trust
rings,
me, I believe you, Jeff. All right.
okay.
We
okay.
all believe in something. That's why we all have. It's good. You believe in something. All right. It's good. It's all right.
It's good to believe. It's good to believe. And actually, can we talk about real quick? Go back to Sam Darnold. If I'm gonna choose somebody on the Jets, I'm choosing Jamal Adams. How are you not choosing Jamal Adams before Sam Darnold?
Well, it's for Jamal Adams. I'll put Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, even that. What? I don't understand
Well-
what's going on right now.
Well, honestly, I think Jamal might get traded.
What? He's
That's a different story.
I
That's a
think
different
Jamal might
story.
get traded.
If the Jets trade Jamal Adams, they should just be taken out of the NFL completely.
I mean, I guess, but what can you get in return for the best safety in the NFL?
but
I'm being honest with you. I would definitely, and I know Jeff can spend the whole day arguing with me. I would sincerely put, by far and away, because I like him better, I would sincerely put Josh Allen over Sam Darnold as the future New York sports, because the Bills
we
won.
They are in New York. We can't get that wrong.
Yeah, they are.
They
They
are
are
in
in
New
New
York.
York. They are
but
in New
here's
York.
the thing about Jeff. I wouldn't pick it because I'm not sure enough that they're going to win. But if you think about it this way, if they do win with him, then that would be big because of how long it's been, how bad they've been. And
I
he's
had
the
the
quarterback, which
utmost
is obviously
confidence that
the most
they will win.
important position. You do?
Yes.
What
know.
confidence, Jeff. It was a good show. I think Glaber is definitely going to be the face of New York. I really like Amari's pick of Saquon. I think he's going to have a really good career. And I think we established that Jets fans know nothing. All right, you
Okay.
can go.
All right. You want my? Yeah.
Oh,
Jeff,
Amari.
your final take,
Amari,
I guess.
you go. You go, Amari. Amari, go.
Okay, my final take is clearly we got to get Jeff some help. In the topics of sports.
I think I think it was good. We got a lot of good discussions. If you have any of your own points to make, write them in the comment section and like and subscribe. We'll see you guys on Friday with new topics.
Aaron Hicks.
Maybe a
Hicks.
Q&A.
Enjoy dinner, Amari.
Aaron Hicks.
Enjoy your dinner.
Amari, enjoy your dinner.
Aaron
Enjoy your dinner.
Hicks.